Welcome back, YouTube. It's your host, Rich GNT, and I've been off my boy Gavin Newsom in California for a little while now, but there's been some new developments going on, and we're going to talk about it. So let's jump right in.
Former Chief of Staff to the California Governor, top Democrat Gavin Newsom, is set to appear in court tonight after being indicted on public corruption charges. According to prosecutors, Dana Williamson diverted something like $225,000 from an inactive political campaign to an associate's personal use from 2022 to 2024, which is right around the same time she worked for the governor. Prosecutors also say she claimed more than $1 million in business deductions for things like traveling on private planes, luxury hotel stays, home furnishings, designer handbags, and more. A spokesperson for Governor Newsom tells us in a statement Williamson is no longer serving in his administration and that the governor expects all public servants to uphold the highest standards of integrity. Our Chief Justice correspondent Kelly O'Donnell is following this one for us. Kelly, what's going on here? What do we know and how did this develop?
Well, this looks like kind of old-fashioned political corruption allegations, where Dana Williamson is among 5 people who are accused of funneling money from what was a dormant political campaign account, and we don't know which candidate is associated with that, and doing things like paying expenses, giving one of the co-conspirators a no-show job where a spouse gets paid, but there's no work involved. She has not worked for Governor Newsom since last year, but obviously there are political overtones, and obviously his picture is what we see on camera, and so he will have to some degree, answer for these issues. But this investigation began 3 years ago, so it is not of just this moment with the Trump administration or the DOJ. So it's been going on for a long time, and it involved IRS investigators. And
let me just say this. I appreciate the fact that they really laid it out like that. That was pretty fair, because usually what happens is that, depending on the news station, they might kind of skew it in a certain way and everything like that. So I'm actually kind of happy that they kind of laid it out. Say, hey, look, it's not like Trump was just going after him. This has been going on for 3 years. And a lot of people forget that. Like, whenever they have, like, indictments or whatnot, it's usually because they've been investigating you for a while, especially when it comes to, like, within government. Oh, yeah, they've been watching you. They've been watching you, writing notes down, going, okay, cool. So whenever they come out and there's their indictment, it's because they got everything that they need to prosecute you, and they're just like, yeah, belt to ass right then and there.
So forth. And it also includes some of the PPP loans from the COVID era, where people recall that you would get payments made, and that if you met certain requirements, those loans were forgiven. That's part of the allegation as well. So these are alleged financial crimes that are considered serious, with a big jail penalty possible. If it goes that way, she was arrested this morning and has a court date today.
Okay, I know you've been watching it all. Kelly O'Donnell, thank you very much for being with us here. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so the reason I wanted to show this because there's been some new developments. 2 other people were named as well. And I find it interesting that they say, you know, we don't know the candidate that was associated with that campaign fund or where the money was being funneled into. But there was something I was going to talk about a little while ago. 2 things, actually. One, the Lightspeed Rail that has had millions of dollars funneled into it and is not yet complete. And along with that, but this one's more related to Karen Bass, money funneled into helping the homeless. And as you can see, Skid Row has not been fixed. Because I was going to do a whole video on that, talking about how thousands upon, I think even millions of dollars was funneled into homelessness programs to help them get off the streets. And she had to appear before a judge pretty much discussing that, I think earlier this year, saying, hey, look, what's going on? Why is the money being, funneled into this thing and it's not being used apparently? What's happening? And a lot of people had a lot to say about that. I didn't have enough information. I didn't want to make the video, but I'm bringing it up because of that, because there's a lot of funky money going on in a lot of states, and seemingly the bigger they are and the more industrialized of a city that they have, there's a lot more shit going on because it's so bloated. I think that's something that people forget. Our government is heavily bloated. We have a lot of people within our government that honestly probably not really doing much, and or there's a lot of money just being thrown all the way around and no one really knows where it's going. So that's why I brought this up. But let's jump into the next video.
Tonight, 2 high-profile men in California politics faced a judge for the first time as they're charged as co-conspirators in a scheme to steal campaign funds. This case is connected to Governor Gavin Newsom's former chief of staff, Dana Williamson.
Now, together, this group is accused of conspiring to steal campaign funds from an account for Javier Becerra. Both men signed plea agreements with the U.S. attorney, but in a surprise move in the courtroom today, both men pled not guilty. What happened in court today was the next step in their cases. Both men pled not guilty. But as we've reported, they have both signed plea agreements with the U.S. attorney. This is our first time we've seen them since the arrest of the former chief of staff to Governor Newsom, also a co-conspirator in this case. Dana Williamson faces charges, including fraud, conspiracy, obstruction of justice, and making false statements. Greg Campbell, a longtime political operative, is facing 2 federal conspiracy charges. According to court documents, Williamson started paying $10,000 a month to Company C, controlled by Campbell. The company then used a payroll services provider to pay $10,000 into a bank account and controlled by Sean McCluskey, the former chief of staff for Javier Becerra, targeting Becerra's campaign funds after he entered federal office. The payments were disguised as income to his wife for work supposedly done for Williamson, the documents cite. McCluskey faces 1 charge of conspiracy. Today, both men waived their right to a grand jury indictment, and they were released with several conditions, including surrendering their passports, no contact with co-conspirators or the witnesses or anyone tied to related cases.
Can you respond?
If I stole $250, I'm getting locked up. different rules for different people. You already know how it goes. But I paused it because I just want to let people know these are just the ones that got caught. This isn't brand new. This isn't something that just started happening. I don't have any concrete evidence, so this is all speculation, all alleged. I believe stuff like this has been going on, whether it's within California or other states, for a very long time. They just got caught. I could be off. I could be 100% off. But I'm telling you right now, stuff like this don't just happen like that. It has been a culture that's been cultivated within our government system, for politicians to feel like that they have the right to the money that they're raising. Because that's the real play. The real play is to get into government, become like a public official, and raise money. You know how much money these people raise? Obscene, ugly amounts of money. Truly they do. You should look into it sometime.
Can you tell us if
We're not going to be making any more comments at this time. Thank you.
Our crew tried speaking with both men. Only Greg Campbell's attorney made a comment.
I know Greg Campbell to be an honorable former public servant, a respected and positive member of the community who has handled himself with great integrity during these deeply troubling times. Mr. Campbell takes full accountability for his actions and is cooperating fully with the legal process. Because the case is ongoing, Mr. Campbell does not intend to make any further public comments at this time.
Today's hearing is the first step in their cases. Both men will be in court again on separate dates for a change of plea hearing where they are expected to plead guilty. There, the judge would then sign off on the plea deal. McCluskey and Campbell both have ties to the governor's former chief of staff, Dana Williamson. She appeared in court Wednesday and is accused of conspiring to steal $225,000 from a dormant political campaign for Javier Becerra, the former Health and Human Services Secretary. She faces 23 charges. She pleaded not guilty.
Of course he's going to plead not guilty. 23 charges? Federal? Hell no. I plead not guilty too. Shit. They've been investigating your asses for 3 years. 3 years? They most likely got y'all dead to rights. That's just a common practice. Everyone pleads not guilty because they don't want to get them charges. Trust me, you don't want that. But what else I could say about this? Like I said earlier, this isn't new. These things didn't just randomly happen or start with them. It's been an ongoing cultivated culture within our government and politicians to find ways to get more money. I'll say that. Whether or not these people actually did it, I don't know. I can't say it. Can't say if they did. Because investigation is still ongoing and the court proceeding is still ongoing. So we're just going to wait and see. Like I said before, I'm trying to find so much more when it comes to what's going on in our politics and within our government because, there's a whole lot of funky money going on around here, man. I'm telling you. You guys should just try looking some of it up. That's it for now, you guys. Don't forget to like and comment down below. Tell me, how do you feel about what's going on here? Do you feel like there's more to this story than what they're giving away? And then not only that, how do you feel about cases where people are found to be stealing money and or using money in ill-gotten ways? Because I feel like there should be something set up, whether it's a government entity or not, to investigate stuff like this and to kind of have its foot on the neck of people that are stealing. you know, our government officials, the people that we elect, because this is just crazy to me. Something needs to be done. So tell me down in the comments below. That's it for now. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.